Welcome to Momedharam. In this video, we will see the important methods of string buffer class in Java. Public int length. This length method is used to return the length of the sequence of characters represented by this object. That means this length method returns the number of characters present in the respected string buffer object. String buffer SB is equals to new string buffer of Momedharam. When you apply sb.length method, when you run this program, it is giving the length is 9. That means number of characters are 9. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So in this SB string buffer SB object has 9 characters, so it is giving length is 9. In the third line, string buffer sb1 is equals to new string buffer of, we are creating empty string buffer object, and when we apply length method, it is giving the length is 0 because there is no characters available in the string buffer. The next method is capacity. This method is used to returns the current capacity. That means capacity method will talk about how many characters it can hold or store. Let us see an example. String buffer SB is equals to new string buffer of Momedharam, and we are printing sb.capacity. It is giving capacity as 25. Why it is giving capacity as 25? The default capacity of string buffer object is 16, but we are creating string buffer object using string, so the capacity will be default capacity plus the length of the string. So here the length of the string is 9, default capacity is 16 plus 9 is 25. That is the reason here we are getting current capacity is 25 characters. charAt method. This method is used to returns the character value at the specified index. So if you want to get the character at the specified index, that time we will use charAt method. So generally the index will range starts from 0 to n minus 1, that is length minus 1. That means the first character value of the sequence is index is 0, and the next character index will be 1, and so on. This charAt method may throws string index out of bounds exception if index is negative or larger than the length of the string buffer object. So let us see an example so that we will understand clearly. So string buffer SB is equals to new string buffer of Momedharam, and we are applying charAt method of this string buffer object, and we are trying to get fifth index position. So sb.charAt method of fifth, 0 1 2 3 4 5. So the fifth character is a. So when you run this program, it is giving charAt of fifth index is a. In this example, string buffer SB is equals to new string buffer of Momedharam. Here we are trying to get character at the 10th index position. When you run this program, it is giving error saying that string index out of bounds exception because the length of this method is 9. So but we are trying to access 10th character, 10th one, it is not available. That is the reason it is giving string index out of bounds exception. Even though we are applying charAt method on a string buffer object, it is giving string index out of bounds exception only. There is no exception kinds like string buffer index out of bounds exception. This kind of exception is not there, so we have only string index out of bounds exception. That's the reason it is giving string index out of bounds exception. Next method is setCharAt method. This method is used to replace the given character in the specified index. This index argument must be greater than or equal to 0. That means this index should not be negative. If you have negative, it will give index out of bounds exception. That's the reason this index should be always positive, and also it should be less than the length of the sequence. For example, if our string buffer object has 9 characters length, and when you try to access 10th character, that time it will give index. That is the reason index should always valid index. So otherwise, that means if we give negative index or the index is more than the length of that respected string buffer object, that time it will give index out of bounds exception. In this example, if you see string buffer SB is equals to new string buffer of Methods software developer. In this, what we are doing, we are trying to replace the 9th character with hyphen character, and the next line we are trying to replace 0th index with capital M. When you run this program, it is giving Methods hyphen software developer. So here 9th character is a space, so we replaced space with hyphen, and 0th index we replace it with capital M. So if you see 0th index is replaced with capital M and 9th index is replaced with hyphen character. So if you want to replace a character in the specified index, that time we will go with this setCharAt method. The next very important method in the string buffer is append. This method is used to append the specified string to this character sequence. That means by using this append method, you can able to append the given string into the string buffer object at the end. And this append method is overloaded method. That means we can able to append the object, string buffer, string, character array, boolean, character, int, long, float, double, any type of data we can able to append to the respected string buffer object. So if you see in this example, string buffer SB is equals to new string buffer of, we are trying to append string SB dot append of string we are adding, after that int type we are adding, after that boolean type we are adding, after that character we are adding, after that floating we are adding, and we are adding employee object also. So by using append method, we can able to add the any type of data to the respected string buffer object. When you run this program, it is giving the sequence in the same order we have applied this append method. So this append method is used to add any data to the string buffer object at the end of the string buffer object. If you want to add this any type of data like object, string buffer, character, boolean, int, long, float, any type of data, if you want to add in the specified index for the string buffer object, that time we will use insert method. And this insert method also overloaded method. That is, we can able to insert any type of data, object data, string buffer data, character array data, boolean, character, int, long, float, double, any type of data you can able to insert into the string buffer object at the specified index position. So if you see in this example, string buffer SB is equals to new string buffer of Methods, and we are inserting at the 0th position with Mohan, and we are inserting 10th position with true and 5th position with Babu. So when you run this program, it is giving Mohan, Babu, Mohamed, true, Dharam. So by using insert method, we can able to insert any type of data in the specified index to the string buffer object. The next method is delete method. This is also one of the commonly used method. Delete method is used to remove the characters in a substring of this sequence. The substring begins at the specified start and the ends to the character at the index end minus 1, and this method may throw string index out of bounds exception if this start value is negative or it is greater than the length of the string buffer object or greater than the specified end value. So let us see an example so that we can able to understand clearly about how this delete method will work. So string buffer sb is equals to new string buffer of Momedaram software developer, and we are trying to delete the characters from 0 to 8th index. So when you run this program, it is removing 0 to 9 means 0 to 8. As per the definition here, it will remove 0th index to 8th index and it will return the remaining result. If you see here, software developer is there. So this delete method is used to delete the characters in the string buffer object. And next method is deleteCharAt method. In the previous method is delete method. By using delete method, we can able to delete the number of characters, that means from place to place. But by using this method, we can able to remove only one character at the specified position. This method may throw string index out of bounds exception if this index is negative or greater than length of the string buffer object. If you see in this example, string buffer sb is equals to new string buffer of Momedaram software developer, and we are printing that string buffer and the length of that string buffer. After that, we are deleting the character at the 0th index. After that, we are printing the result and we are printing the length also. If you see here, before deleting a character, we are having length is 28. After deleting a character at specified position, the length is 27. That means by using this deleteCharAt method, we can able to delete the single character at the specified index. The next important method is reverse method. By using this reverse method, we can able to reverse the characters present in the string buffer object. If you see in this example, string buffer sb is equals to new string buffer of Momedaram. Here we are printing the string buffer object. After that, we are applying the reverse method to reverse the characters in the string buffer, and we are printing that reversed string. And if you run this example, we are able to see the result is given string buffer is Momedaram and the reverse string buffer is MARADEMOM. That means the result of this reverse method is the characters are reversed. This is one of the most commonly used method. The next method is setLength method. By using this setLength methods, sets the length of the character sequence. The sequence is changed to a new character sequence whose length is specified by the argument. That means by using this setLength method, we can able to set the length of the string buffer object. The argument must be greater than or equal to 0. It should be greater than or equal to 0. If the new length argument is greater than or equal to the current length, that means if string buffer object has 5 characters and when we try to set the length as 7 characters, that time the remaining 2 characters to reach this new length, it will be filled with null characters, and this method may throws the index out of bounds exception if the new length argument is negative. If you see in this example, string buffer sb is equals to new string buffer of Momedaram, and this string buffer length is 9 characters, but where you applying setLength method to change the length of this object to 6 characters. So when you print this one, case 1 SB we are trying to print, it is giving momeda. So even though it is having 9 characters length, by using setLength method to 6, the result of this string buffer become 6 characters only. In the next line we are trying to increase the length. So the current string buffer object length is 6 characters, but we are trying to add more than that, so length is 9. So when you print this string buffer object, it is giving momeda followed by null characters. So why it is added 3 null characters means, and we are trying to increase the length to 9 characters. That is the reason here it is added 3 null characters. After that we are trying to set the length to that string buffer object is negative. So when we give negative, it is giving string index out of bounds exception. By using this setLength method, we can able to change the length of the string buffer object. The next important method is ensureCapacity. This ensureCapacity method is used to ensure the capacity is at least equal to the specified minimum capacity, and if the minimum capacity argument is non-positive or less than the current capacity, that time this method takes no action and simply it will returns. Let us see an example so that we will understand clearly. String buffer SB is equals to new string buffer of momederam, and we are printing current capacity. When you run this program, current capacity is giving 25, and after that we are trying to increase the capacity to 500 characters. That means SB.ensureCapacity is 500 characters. So when you run this one, it is giving current capacity is 500. So if you want to change the capacity of the string buffer object, that time we will use ensureCapacity. In this example, if you see string buffer SB is equals to new string buffer of, we are using ensureCapacity. The argument of ensureCapacity is negative. So if the argument of ensureCapacity is negative, it won't take any actions, just it will return the same. So here current capacity is 25. In this line number 9, we are giving less than the current capacity. So if the argument of the ensureCapacity value is less than or equal to the current capacity, or if it is negative, that time no action will be taken. The next most important method is trimToSize method. This trimToSize method is to reduce storage used for the character sequence. If the buffer is larger than the necessary to hold its current sequence of characters, then it may be resized to become more space efficient. That means if our string buffer object has current capacity as 1000 characters, and if it has only 10 characters, so remaining 990 characters will be wasted. So to remove that 990 character spaces, we can use a trim method. So let us see an example so that we can understand clearly. String buffer SB is equals to new string buffer of capacity is 1000, and we are adding some data to the string buffer. So momederam we have added. So the whatever the data we have added is 9 characters. So when you print this capacity, it is giving 1000 characters. So here just we have added 9 characters, but the capacity is 1000 characters. So remaining 991 character space is wasted. So that time if you want to remove that space, we can use trimToSize method. So when you use and when you apply this capacity method, it is giving the capacity of this string buffer object is trimmed to 9. These are all the commonly and most important string buffer methods in Java. Hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching.